Starting to the bottom right, we have the player who after his victory makes a face like in the Scream. It is
Startail Life.
And the victory face of life here, and a quick shout out to Packrat who actually corrected us. It's not the shout, it is the Scream. That's what the picture is called. Thank you very much for that. Only knew the German name of the English one. To the top left of Akelon Wastes, we see the Protoss player. Now in the second game of the best of 3, he's currently down 1 map. It is for CJ Entus.
CJ Entus Trust.
You know, there's been a long debate. But what is the difference between a yell and a shout?
How would I know?
I mean, I'm just wondering. There's a scream, of course, that I think that's pretty clear. It's usually more high-pitched. A yell and a shout. A yell, is that directed at somebody? Or I don't know what the difference between these two is.
You're actually discussing semantics with a non-native speaker.
I know, but I mean, I'm just for you. Like, what does it mean? Like if you think of shout and you think of yell, which one do you think? Like, what sort of differences can you find?
Shout is the more sophisticated verb, the more proper word to use.
Yeah, yelling. It seems more like, I don't know, just unsophisticated.
I mean, if you say you yell at somebody, that's different from a yell. Like the noun, I would not use the noun. That's not what you are being taught in school.
Yeah.
Like I would usually use a shout depending on who I talk to or the situation. Yeah, that's the only distinction that I can make between the two of them.
Yelling at someone sounds a little bit more comfortable to say than shouting at someone. Yeah. Usually it's just he was shouting, and it's not clear why he was shouting or who he was shouting at. Not to put a preposition at the end of my sentence, but there's an overlord.
There's an overlord. Pretty, by the way. Very, very pretty.
The overlord has more of a gargle.
Yeah. I mean, we got a response here, and maybe that's right. So we're already giving a couple of shout-outs. Let's go for another one. A slow bacon-tron, whatever that is. A yell lasts longer. A shout is more of a burst.
I'm not sure if that's true.
I mean, we have different opinions here, so we can work with this while we have the opening starting, I guess. But I think we never spent. Yeah, that's a interesting topic to pass the early stages of the game. We just have close-ups today. I mean, the Overlord first, then we have the Zergling. I mean, look how much effort he's putting into it. Only second Zergling already moving in. Who's going to be the first? I think the top one is going to arrive first here.
Yeah.
And he's going to the finish line, and it is... Yes, Zergling number 2.
Yeah, which one's going to scratch first?
Amazing. He must be so happy right now. He's also the first to die.
Oh? Not necessarily.
Well, if the probe turns around.
Let's find out. I'm following him closely. Oh, yeah, he dies first. The sentry prioritizes correctly.
That is such a crappy reward, you know, like you really put effort in it and you train for months and then you actually win the scouting race and the only reward that you get is you die first. Like, what is that?
The Zergling running form is quite consistent, I've noticed. They always have the same stride and they've got this kind of lunge motion that's always consistent. The only time that it changes is when they get that metabolic boost upgrade, and that's when they'll be faster. And Zerglings usually like to run in pairs. Good to have a running partner. And all Zerglings are twins. So these are probably twins as well. I suppose it's possible they're hanging out with other twins, but verifies here, of course, that there are 3 gateways at the front. So now he knows there are, in fact, 4 gateways in total, and he needs to be careful. He starts a spine crawler as a result.
It just looks like there's a lot of Zergling bait somewhere to the top left in the main base. All of the Zerglings are drawn to it and just die to stalkers and probes on the way.
Yeah, from an outside, non-esports perspective, it does look a little bit strange.
Yeah, they're like lemmings, just walk in one direction and then throw themselves off the cliff.
Is this the Hearthstone meeting? Oh no, just get killed by Sentry. I heard there were beta keys up here.
Did you play Lemmings?
Yeah, I did.
Lemmings was just such a fun game.
It was. You saying that makes me want to replay it even.
Yeah, I think I stopped with Lemmings 3D because that was a little bit weird, but Lemmings 1, 2 and everything, that was so much fun.
2 was the highest I went.
Lemmings was always a cool game. Damn, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of Zerglings sometimes.
You had to deal with them.
Yeah. No sunglasses though.
No.
Well, we have the tech for the lair now coming up, and right now we have a very similar game, or an early game actually, to what we saw in the last one, up to this point where suddenly Trust decides to go into additional gateways with the blink upgrade here. Life, at least, is taking a little bit easier.
Yep, more links coming up here to die.
Yeah. So the Zergling bait is still active in the main base of his opponent, but now we have Link on the way. What he does not have, on the other hand, is anything to scout and have detection. So the burrow upgrade that we currently have for life is gonna be a problem for Trust.
Yeah. This is actually kind of a strange.
This is old
here.
school.
Yeah.
This is really old school. I mean, Blink Stalkers. What is his upgrade count actually?
I don't think he has any Forge upgrades. I don't think he has a Forge at all. So he's just going in with Blink, and I don't think this is going to work. There's no Roach speed though, and he's going to. He sees there's no third base. So he might actually just transition.
He supply blocks life at least for now, but there's not so much that you can really do, as you already said. Burrow is going to finish before Blink, which basically means that life is not going to die here as long as there's no detection in the game. He even has a Spine Crawler at the front, and his Roach count is absolutely exactly what he needs. There comes the recall, so a bit of a poke, moves back, and let's see where he takes it from here.
Yeah, he's gonna have a rough time transitioning because even though
Doesn't look like he wants to.
yeah, he's actually just gonna do a tight wall. This is gonna be disastrous. Life is gonna slap him down. It's silly. It's gonna look silly.
Life is going to go for the shotgun move, I feel.
But unfortunately for Life, I don't think he expected this attack. But with Burrow here, it's well.
And now he has no detection. There comes the Robo, but unfortunately for Trust, this should not work. Life is getting additional units out. It's going to take an eternity for the Protoss player to get detection into the game, and by that time, Life will have the numbers that he needs.
Gotta be careful about burrowing near all these stalkers. Trying to pick one off here at a time. Clean target actually fails. Spine Crawler here buying a lot of time. The Roaches unburrow. Burrow them again. He's actually just waiting for stalkers to warp in at that pylon. He unfortunately is at the wrong pylon.
You know, there's actually a really disturbing high number of stalkers here, so Life should be a little bit careful what he does. Oh, especially with the positioning of the Roach one. He didn't even consider that Roach one at the front is going to be sniped. You know, that could actually well work for his Trust.
Yeah, Roach speed barely finished before that happened, but you're absolutely right. He immediately restarts a second one. Evolution Chambers here buying a little bit more time with those Broodlings. The Roaches at the back here are starting to fall apart. And you know, this push, I did not see it working, but like you said, the Stalker count is so scary right now.
Yeah, the problem was just the Roach one at the front, and now he has to rely on Zerglings, which is, of course, one of the things that he definitely can do. If he gets the +1 armor upgrade, that would help him as well. But like losing all those structures in front is an issue, and now with another Evolution Chamber going down, he doesn't have the upgrades. He does also not have speed for the Zerglings,
no
and that
Zergling
is a
speed.
problem.
And the Roaches at the back here shooting at a pylon, that's not what he wants. Now finally the drone's actually helping out. This is still going to be pretty close, but I think Trust has too many Stalkers, and this Observer is on the way.
There are so few Harvesters now for Life. I think this is it for him. No speed for the Zerglings. The Roach Warren snipe. There's just nothing that he can build that can deal with those Stalkers.
GG.
Crazy. I did not see this working.
You know, I think the thing about it is Life saw the first pressure and he was like, oh, nice fake, man.
Yeah.
But it was real. And he's droned up. He took a third base.
Exactly. He did not expect that to be an attack. He actually thought this was just a fake out. And then the positioning of the Roach Warren worked against him.
Yeah.
If that Roach Warren is in the main base, then Life is going to lose a few units. But he's most likely going to hold here because he can delay thanks to the Burrow upgrade for a long, long time. And then just work against the Stalker count. But
I think he knows it too. If you look at his face right now, he's just kind of like, oh, okay, I misread that. Oops. But he doesn't look stressed at all. He's ready to just go into game number 3, which is on Whirlwind, a pretty big map. Suits his style.
Yeah. But yeah, that was... I mean, Trust is probably quite happy about this.
Yeah.
When he saw the Burrow upgrade, you could really see in his face was like, oh my god. And then immediately the Robo goes down. That's the first thing that he does. He sees the first Roach Warren, even before he starts to attack anything else, he jumps in the main base and immediately the Robotics is like, why did he have to go for that upgrade? And he probably thought at this point, okay, this is going to get really iffy. Yeah. But then Roach Warren right at the front, right inside, bam, snipe down, no speed for the Zerglings. And what can Life build after this? Zerglings without speed are not going to do a thing against these Blink Stalkers.
He can only fight with drones, and even that was not enough, just without the Zergling speed, without any surrounds. And, you know, this is actually now a tense series. Both players 1 win away from advancing.
Yep. Life has to be quite careful here now. This is an interesting scenario, actually. Well, it's a big map, as you already said. We have no Whirlwind coming up. Let's see what Life can do here. Map number 3 between Life and Trust at the WCS Challenger League. How long will?